So guys, the United States has issued a fresh warning to Nigeria for going to Turkey and Saudi Arabia to seek defense cooperation, even though Nigeria is already working with the United States. The United States condemned the level of, the killing, the atrocities that has been happening in Nigeria since January. I mean, January, February has had the worst of, the execution of Nigerians by this terrorist group. I'm going to allow you to take a look at what the US is saying. The US is also condemning Tinubu for paying so much lackadaisical attitude towards the invasion of the country by these terror groups. Just take your time and watch this video. But before we get to the video, Mr. Falana and Ibrahim Jibril warns that U.S. troop in Nigeria threatens sovereignty, says country can defeat terrorism alone. So Mr. Falana is saying that Nigeria can defeat terrorism alone, and that the US coming to Nigeria is going to worsen is going to threaten sovereignty. So guys, I don't know where Falana stands these days. I mean, with only the execution that happened in Kwara State alone, it's enough signal to tell Nigeria that you cannot just keep sitting. This is coming after America deployed 200 military men and also ammunition to Nigeria. Falana is condemning that moves, that it threatens sovereignty, and also that Nigeria can win the fight against terrorism alone. You are winning the fight against terrorism, and Boko Haram just released a video where they were displaying the level of ammunition that they have, and that they are ready for jihad. And Falana is saying that Trump coming to Nigeria is going to threaten our sovereignty. So guys, sometimes when you look at the way this insecurity fight is being tackled, you just wonder if we are even ready to end terrorism. A whole lot has been happening. Now, you must have heard that Peter Obi called out Tinubu, saying Trump called Nigeria a disgrace because certificate forger is president. That Peter Obi has been speaking tough these days. And that is just it, because when they look at the president, he has so many criminal records and all that. How do you even expect them to respect Nigeria? Now, this headline here says Christian Association of Nigeria kick as Niger State bans introduction of hisbah. You see what is happening in Kanu? They are gradually bringing it here. Sharia law is about to take over. This is happening in Niger State that has a whole lot of Christian population. They want to introduce hisbah. You know what hisbah does now? There are those police, Islamic police, that will tell you that a man and a woman shouldn't sit down in a bus and all that. That's to tell you that gradually they are capturing the entire country. They've established this hisbah is very operational in states like Kano and so many other northern states, where they come out, they can just arrest you on the road because of your hairstyle. They can arrest you on the road because of what you are wearing. They can arrest you on the road because you are talking to a male, or you are a woman, you are talking to a male, and all that. That is what they want to introduce in Niger State. Niger State. And guess what? The people of Niger State are kicking against that. Christian Association of Nigeria kicks as Niger State plans to introduce hisbah. Can you imagine that governor? You see there, all of them are their sole aim. Northern governors, their sole aim is how to Islamize Nigeria. No matter how they try to pretend. This is the same man who was seen. I mean, the governor of Niger State was seen. He went to I think Winners Church, and shout praise the Lord there, and you thought he is with the people. Now he wants to bring hisbah to the states, and hisbah is not as if they are fighting terrorism. No, they are just there to police the people. When you are going out, you make sure you are covered head to toe and all that. So guys, this country is gradually falling for these terrorists. Now this person here said the United States military has begun offloading equipment in Nigeria. Okay, he's talking about kudos to Tinubu, but we don't owe Tinubu the praise here. We should rather thank Trump, who is doing all he can do to make sure that Nigeria survives, in the midst of all this. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you. So guys, let me show you how Nigerians have reacted after Tinubu praised Ribadu. We know that Ribadu recently was accused to have imported chemical into the country, poisonous chemical. And Tinubu heard all this, and Tinubu still came out to begin to praise Ribadu, that Ribadu is doing well. Many Nigerians have said that it means that Tinubu is not being well briefed. I mean, Ribadu is the national security advisor. So it means that Ribadu is not giving Tinubu updates on what is actually happening in Nigeria. If Tinubu is there to praise Ribadu, or it's either that Tinubu knows what is happening, but because of his political ambition, Tinubu is ready to swallow anything, allow Nigerians to be quiet. Tinubu does not want to step on toes. He's saying that Ribadu is doing well despite the terrorist attacks across Nigeria. I mean across the country. So guys, now take a look at these reactions from Nigerians. This person here say opposition politicians should be careful. What in the world would the office of the National Security Advisor need thallium sulfate for? And this person said, when a man completes facing all his fears, nothing scares him anymore. They imported Boko Haram to make Jonathan's government ungovernable. Today, Boko Haram kills them more than any other. The same poison will kill them. Another person here reacted saying, why is APC jihadist Fulani Sharia government in Nigeria derives joy in importation of evil things? Like every jihadist terrorist group, you can imagine are all in Nigeria, invited by APC and now poisoned to kill who? Another person here said Nuhu Ribadu has introduced a new phase of political assassination through poisoning of opposition and political prisoners, and anyone unlucky to be detained by the Nigerian forces. This dangerous phase must not stand. Nobody should allow themselves to be arrested. So these are all some of the things Nigerians are saying, but still the Tinubu's government went ahead to say Ribadu is doing well in the midst of him being accused to have imported, a deadly substance. Tinubu is saying that Ribadu is doing well. That tells you that Tinubu does not even know what is happening in Nigeria, or Tinubu is covering up all the atrocities happening in Nigeria because he doesn't want to lose northern votes. Now let me allow you to take a look at this video and let me know your thoughts in the comments.
200 American troops are headed to Nigeria to help stop the killing of Christians by Islamist militants. President Trump promised to protect Christians and others under persecution and execution there last year when he designated Nigeria a country of particular concern over the attacks and mass killings and kidnappings. Earlier this week, Congressman Riley Moore was in focus.
Right now, the folks that I am talking to on the ground have described what's happening in the Middle Belt in the north of Nigeria right now in the last 10 days as a bloodbath. It's just wanton death and murder and destruction that continues. But working with the administration, we are making steps in the right direction to address this persecution. The president is very singularly focused on addressing this.
And it is in the Faulkner Focus, and we continue our coverage. Senior foreign correspondent Jillian Turner. Jillian.
Good morning to you, Harris. President Trump is accusing Nigeria's government of complete and total failure to protect its own citizens from terrorist attacks. So now the Pentagon is deploying, as you mentioned, U.S. service members in the hopes that those troops can help Nigeria's military to help its own people. There are 200 troops, as you mentioned, who are going to be deployed to Nigeria. They are going to work hand in glove with a very small U.S. footprint already there on the ground. They are focused on the fight against Islamist terror groups, Boko Haram and ISIS. Here's the president last week, Harris.
When Christians come under attack, they know they're going to be attacked violently and viciously by President Trump. I know it's not a nice thing to say, but that's the way it is.
Nigerians have been hit by a series of deadly attacks in 2026 so far. Militants regularly raiding markets, villages, churches, schools all across the country. More than 240 people have been killed so far. This U.S. troop deployment follows, as you mentioned, the designation of Nigeria as a country of concern in October. Back then, President Trump cited the killing of 3,100 Christians known last year, as well as joint U.S.-Nigerian strikes on terror targets on Christmas Day. The U.S. envoy for religious freedom says that terror groups are actually getting a helping hand, unfortunately. Take a listen.
Nigeria is now the deadliest place on the planet to be a Christian. At the same time, the Nigerian government is seeking and receiving support from countries I previously named: China, Russia, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. I wonder why.
It's really interesting, Harris, to look at the demographics of African nations writ large, because nearly half of the entire continent today actually identifies as Christian. This is a huge demographic change from 50 years ago, 100 years ago. It was less than 9% of people in the country. This incredibly swift and transformational change, I guess, is coming with a huge cost. Harris?
Well, and for the first time, there have been studies, Pew among them, that have looked at the size and scope of Christianity around the globe, and by numbers, it is now outnumbering other religions on the planet. So what you're watching is where that's happening in particular. Jillian, thank you very much.
Hey,
National Security Advisor, the son of the soil, Nuhu Ribadu, I must say clearly here that we are doing an excellent job and we are seeing the results. With you, we will defeat the bandits and terrorists. You are a good national security advisor. Honest, bold, courageous, and committed to the job. I believe the state of Adamawa is strongly proud of you, because I am too.
ní ìkànnì BBC Yorùbá láti wà a wà nílùú Ìrá ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ọ̀yún ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Ní báyìí àwọn àgbàlagbà ni mo wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn tí mo fẹ́ fi ọ̀rọ̀ wá lẹ́nu wò tí wọ́n jẹ́ àgbà ìlú náà. Ẹ bá dárúkọ yín.
Orúkọ mi ni Alájà Rashida Sísúnlá.
Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú rálọ́bà yàrá tí gbogbo èèyàn pé ní méjì mẹ́ta?
Kò sí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ fún wa o. Wọ́n ní àwọn ará bí wọ́n ti kún gbogbo inú igbó wa. Àwọn security tá a sì ní Ìlẹ́mọ̀nà wọ́n káàkiri gbogbo ìlú káàkiri ni. A tún need enough security. I need enough security. Kíjọba dákun kán ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o. Oyún wá fọ́nká ni. Oyún wá fọ́nká ni. Àwọn tí ẹ bá wà nírú Ìlẹ́mọ̀nà at the same time wọ́n lè wà nílá. Kí wọ́n dákun kíjọba ó ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ni o. A lè sùn láti bí ọ̀sẹ̀ bíi mélòó kan sẹ́yìn. Kò sí ẹni tó lójú oorun.
Báwo ni wọ́n ṣe kọ̀wé sí ìlú Igbo wọ́n ti rí ìwé?
Lójú ọjà ní ìfọ̀ ọlọ́kadà ni wọ́n fi ìwé kọ̀wé sí. Ní gáràjì ọlọ́kadà ni wọ́n fi ìwé há mọ́júmọ́ ńgbà tílẹ̀ mọ́ táwọn ọlọ́kadà débẹ̀ ni wọ́n rí ìwé ní ẹsẹ̀ múwèé lọ sọ́dọ̀ kábíyèsí ni.
Gbèsè wo wà ní ìlú gbé lórí rẹ̀ báyìí?
Wọ́n ti gbé àwọn security wọ́n wá wọ́n sì wá wọ́n lọ wọ́n ń bọ̀ ni wọn ò lè dúró.
Àmọ́ ìlú tí security wà wọ́n sì ti wọ́ ọbẹ̀ ní mọ́júmọ́ alẹ́ àná kò jẹ́ lè wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ wa ní bíbí.
Ìlú wo ni wọ́n wọ̀ mọ́júmọ́ alẹ́ àná?
Ìlẹ́mọ̀nà ni security yẹn wà. Àmọ́ ní mọ́júmọ́ yìí wọ́n ní wọn ò sùn pé wọ́n láwọn àwọn gbúrò àwọn yẹn so àwọn yẹn wọn ò tún lè wá sí bíbí mọ́ àti ìrì wọn láàárọ̀ yìí kọ́dá kíjọba àwọn kó ṣàánú wa o wọ́n ṣàánú wa o kọ́ bá ti wà ní ìtòrò ọlọ́run kó ṣàánú wa o.
Gbogbo ìlú wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ lọ báyìí wọ́n ti wọnú fáàmù wọn Nílẹ̀mọ̀nà kò sójú
òkú. Àbọ̀ páwọn ọmọ yín ò lọ skul lónìí.
Ọmọ wò láti jọ Friday wọn ò ti lọ skul mọ́ o.
Ọmọ wò lè lọ skul láti last week.
Èyí tó ṣe wáyé kìíní ìsìn àwọn ò lè lọ skul wọ́n ní ká tọ́ pé ní ìsìn wò rí bí lọ.
Ẹni èèyàn wa bí nǹkan ṣe rí nílùú Ìrá ní láàárọ̀ yìí o tí àwọn èèyàn pé ní méjì mẹ́ta àwọn míì wọ́n ti fi ìlú kalẹ̀ nítorí ìbẹ̀rùbojo ìwé táwọn agbébọnjà kọ sílùú Ìrá níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ọ̀yún ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. Ibẹ̀ ní ìkànnì BBC Yorùbá láti fi ọ̀rọ̀ wá àwọn èèyàn lẹ́nu wò. Ẹ káàárọ̀ sà. Ẹ ṣeun. Ìlú wo la wà yìí?
Ìrá ni.
Níjọba ìbílẹ̀ o ìpínlẹ̀
Kwara.
Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí?
Agbésùnmọ̀ mi náà wù ú ní ìlú tó tì wá ní.
Nílẹ̀mọ̀nà.
Náà ni gbogbo kálukú fi páyà.
Ṣùgbọ́n agbọ́pọ̀ ti kọ̀wé sílùú ìtẹ́lẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Agbọ́pọ̀ àwọn kan ti ń fi ìlú kalẹ̀ lọ bùnmí. Àwọn kan ti ń kó ìlú.
Àwọn kan ti kó ìlú gidi gan o. Olúkálukú ń bá rúgbó rẹ̀ fún ìlú nìkan ni o.
Gbogbo àwọn yẹn wá ń kó lọ.
Olúkálukú ń lọ sí bí wọ́n bá yẹ ìyàwó bá wà nílà. Olúkálukú ń gbìyànjú wà ní kátàkùn tó lọ kásánù wa.
Pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àdúrà tá à ń ṣe tí wọ́n organize àwọn àdúrà ká máa ṣàdúrà pé kókó ṣe ti ń gba àdúrà nínú gbà pẹ̀lú ògbó ọlọ́dún sì gba kápá wọn. Òpèsè tí kábíyèsí wa náà ń gbé tá à ń ṣàdúrà àdàbà ìwọ̀n mú gbogbo àwọn afá.
Kílẹ̀ yín láti sọ fún ìjọba.
À ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ ìjọba kan dá fún torí Ọlọ́run bàbá one security tí wọ́n mọ̀ dúró tì wá tọ́kàn ó fi balẹ̀ pé pẹ̀lú ògbó ọlá gbọ́kàn lọ́lọ́run àmọ́ prevention better than cure tí wọ́n fi mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ pẹ̀lú wa tí wọ́n rẹ́sùn wa torí àwọn aráàlú lọ́kàn balẹ̀ tí wọ́n lè máa kó lọ bí wọ́n ṣe ń lọ. Ó jẹ́ ń tàbí fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ ìṣèwọ̀n kan láàárọ̀
without caring. They are scaling it down, especially with this campaign period. The thing they would have wanted to do, they can't do it.
Like what do you know? Like what do you know?
Suppressing the opposition and all
that. Are they still not suppressing the opposition? Obi said, over the weekend, Peter Obi said, well, the federal government doesn't want me on the ballot. Is that not suppression?
He said it now, but can they do that?
Okay.
No,
but they are still trying.
Hold on, please. Let us separate the wheat from the chaff.
Okay.
If you have worked against yourself, how is that the problem of APC?
Barrister, Nigerians asked for electronic transmission of results, real time, compulsory. Was it made compulsory? Does it look like the sanction is working against the National Assembly?
They are still protesting.
Okay.
That is politics. That is politics, ongoing politics. Everything you want to get in life, even in the US, you have to protest and fight for it. You saw how Rosa Parks was treated and how she reacted, and from there what happened? The blacks became what they are today. So everywhere in the world, the government don't want to give you freedom a la carte. You must fight for it. You must demand for it. You must work for it. That's what we are saying.
So apparently America is putting pressure on them so that the Nigerians, the masses, will now ask their government, or they protest and all of that.
These protests that happened that made the National Assembly to rescind their action. Hold on. These protests, Mr. Overo, are you telling me that if not that some people are watching over our affairs now, they wouldn't have been tear gassed? Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah?
But at the end of the day, what did the protesters achieve?
At least the hybrid.
Hybrid has always been there from 2022.
We are going further now. We are going for look. We are going further now to demand this mandatory inclusion.
Okay. I think something will come out of it.
Eventually, if the it's left for the opposition now to pile up. Then the opposition mobilize.
Okay, it's left for the opposition
in 2012. It was someone that mobilized all of them to come out. Is that not true?
Okay.
APC mobilized them to come out, and this president was the arrowhead.
So you now discover that even with the sanctions, people in government, they are not backing down. They are not backing off.
It's a matter of pressure.
Pressure from who?
Everybody and anybody.
And we are piling up pressure. America is even piling up pressure with sanctions, and nothing seems to be working.
Oh God!
So why are you so optimistic?
Are you telling me? I said it has not ended now.
Okay.
This is not something you do that day. No, government wouldn't want to be stampeded. They will pretend as if they are resisting.
Okay, so you are optimistic that it will work.
Something will come out of this. All I'm telling the opposition, go and mobilize more people. Let more people come. By the time they see 1 million people there, look, shame will be on them not to do it. By the time they see 1 million Nigerians all over the country, but who will mobilize? That's the problem with opposition. They don't have the funds to do all these things. If not, somebody would have gone hire buses all over Nigeria. People would want to come, take care of them. By the time they stay there for 1 week, the National Assembly will succumb. But who will do the mobilizing? Nobody among the opposition. You can see what I'm saying here. When they went to Ojota, somebody mobilized them. They were eating and drinking there. Somebody was buying them drink. Is that not true? That's what the opposition did.
Mr. Agomo, I like your optimism. I hope that Nigerians can share
with more pressure.
Let's move on. U.S. court orders release of Tinubu investigation files. Well, in a separate development, United States federal judge Beryl A. Howell ordered the FBI and the DEA to release records linked to a decades-old narcotics investigation involving Tinubu. The ruling came after a Freedom of Information request and criticized federal agencies for delays, setting firm disclosure deadlines through middle of 2026. Now, Barrister, again, where is this coming from? I thought we have gone beyond this stage.
You know, this FBI and CIA, I think they are blackmailing Tinubu. Whenever there's a national event, you see them coming up with all these things. Since the election 2023, that they said they are going to do this or that, all of it, you know. So why can't they release this document? By the way, if they release this document, now what will happen? Are we going to take Tinubu to court or what? It is something everybody is aware. If you release the documents now, of what use to us? Because when we needed those documents most, you did not release them. You gave us 1,001 reasons. But whenever you need to rattle Tinubu, you go for his narcotic investigation, whatever. And then you come and wet the ground. And then you cool down for a while. Then maybe when the election is about to, you not go again. You want to release documents. The man will not beg you. This thing will harm my political interest. My enemies will use it against me. They say, okay, you know what to do. They know. These are things that they are doing. CIA and the FBI, I know. If they want to do so, they don't need to delay this long. They promise they will release this thing.
You know, over 2 years ago. Over 2 years ago. At that point, it was a different president, a different administration. It was Joe Biden then. And the back and forth, they didn't read anything. Now, Trump has come smoking fire, and brimstone and all of that. So, but we see, does it look like America might be interested?
They will not. After all,
you think they will?
They will not, because after all, Tinubu is cooperating with Donald Trump.
Okay.
Have you had Tinubu mention, open his mouth one day and talk about this America coming into Nigeria?
Okay.
Have you seen him make any statement? You see how he kept quiet as if he's not in town. That means he's cooperating with Donald Trump. In fact, he has outsourced his responsibility to Donald Trump. So on what ground would they go ahead to do this? Rather, they will tell him to do something, and that will end.
Okay, exactly the point. What kind of thing would they ask him to do?
What they have been doing before.
Like you said, blackmail. Blackmail.
Yes. How do you blackmail somebody?
Are they using it for some kind of quid pro quo or tradable? When you do this for us and we'll do this for you.
If not, tell me, why is it that they have not done this in over the years?
When you talk about over the years, I'm telling you, now, the other administration in 2023, it was Joe Biden. Now we have a Donald Trump, and we are nearing election period. We are going into an election year.
American security agents are independent of their president. I hope you know that.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Oh my God, they are. Joe Biden was investigated by the FBI when he was in office.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that they don't take instruction from the president. It is the president that appoints the CIA and the FBI directors and all of that, and they're answerable to him.
When the FBI say I want to do their job, it is their line manager that they said. It is only when the matter has been finalized that they inform the president.
Okay, and the president can say hold on. And the president can say hold on to that.
Like when they were shadowing Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
Nobody knew until the final day. That was when they told Obama.
But the NSA gave approval to
so that was
and the NSA reports to the president.
So they don't escalate.
So the president was in the know of what FBI and CIA were doing. They were, at that point, when they started cooperating, initially they were not cooperating. There was no form of interagency cooperation between CIA and FBI. That was why, the 9/11 happened at that point.
Yes, 9/11 happened. No, because it was the fault of George Bush. Go and watch Fahrenheit 9/11. George Bush was aware, but he wanted to show.
Well, Barrister, that's a conspiracy. Let's not go into that. Let us not get into that controversy of conspiracy. I want to ask you now, Barrister, does it look like, because some people are also thinking that America, with what they are doing in Nigeria, might be angling for some kind of regime change or what? Do you see that perspective, playing into what we are seeing?
They have already told you that there are a number of options on the table. Ralimon said that separating Nigeria is one of them.
Okay, could regime change also be one of them?
I don't think it's not a matter of regime change.
Okay.
Because the only solution to this matter is that since we cannot live together, is it not obvious? We go and separate. After there are countries that have done that. Iran and Iraq were together. It is this type of skirmishes that caused the separation. Iran now came out of Iraq. So it is done all over the world. It is obvious that we cannot live together. And as a matter of fact, the amalgamation has expired. It's written there. The 100 years of amalgamation have expired since 2014. So we are just an extra time. That's the truth. They knew that we can never be together. The people that they joined us together, they knew, but they were doing it for their own convenience, administrative convenience. With what is done, if there's no way, even in the next 1 million years, Mr. Okoro, Nigeria can never be together. It's like telling somebody to change his religion or his surname and all that. There are things that are very dear to you, that nothing will make you change it. So it's not possible for us to live together. We are just
if Nigeria is restructured, wouldn't it be possible for us to live together?
But restructure is not possible.
What makes it impossible?
Because the leadership is not will. They don't have the willpower to do that. You saw the few things they wanted to do, that how they not resisted it.
Okay.
They resisted it. You saw what their reaction. So this restructure is not even on their...
As infamous as Buhari might have been, Nigerians agree, when he was leaving, he gave us a parting leave. He was able to start the process of restructuring. He said, well, states can now do power generation plants, states can do railway, states can do correctional facility and all of that. That was a starting point. That was a takeoff point. If we are able to bring the true federalism into Nigeria, would there be any need, to balkanize Nigeria? I mean, America is also talking about having to ensure that there is state police. That's one of the options on the table. If we do all of these things, will there be any need to split Nigeria into factions?
But you know that they cannot do it.
I'm just telling you that the process started under Buhari.
From Buhari, this state police had been mounted on several locations, but what came out at the end of the day?
If America is able to pressure us like they are pressuring us now, I mean, Sunday Jackson was released under American pressure. Now, if they're able to pressure us and we get state police and do actual restructuring, will there be any need to split Nigeria? Well, I mean, our unity and diversity is an asset. Our diversity is an asset that we can use to build a strong, big country in Africa.
Restructuring would have been very, very possible before the terrorism started. But right now, these terrorists have become so big. Their amount is now wide for money. They are now begging for blood. So restructuring now, they will make it impossible.
They will make it impossible.
They will make it impossible.
The presence of America.
I said they will make it impossible. The only option, like America said, let Nigerians go there, go a bit separate from each other, so that maybe it will bring sense into some people.
Well, if you say restructuring is impossible, I wonder what American troops are doing here, because there is troop deployment amid security concerns. Now, roughly 200 United States soldiers have been deployed to Nigeria in a non-combatant advisory roles, with about 100 personnel arriving in Maiduguri in recent days. The U.S. Africa Command says the mission focuses on intelligence sharing and counter-terrorism support, while Nigerian officials stress sovereignty and capacity building. Well, the deployment comes as extremist violence, including attacks by Boko Haram and ISWAP, continue to displace parts of northern Nigeria. Barrister, I mean, finally, American soldiers are here. Same day they landed in Maiduguri, terrorists struck in parts of Borno State. What are we likely to see in the coming days? We are talking about trying to divide this country, and Nigerians are saying, wouldn't it be better if we structure this country so that our diversity could be our strength, an asset that we need or that we already have? So what do you think that we are going to see in the coming days?
You were here when a northern leader told you that an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the north. You were here when Jonathan brought General Ihejirika, who gave the terrorists Boko Haram hell. He chased them into Sambisa Forest. It was Ihejirika that made Nigerians to know that there is a place called Sambisa Forest. Two of us. All these things happened, yet the North resisted it. They started writing memo against Ihejirika, against Jonathan. Did it not happen in this country? No, did it not happen here? So what makes you think that they have changed their stand?
No, we have a different situation now. The Americans are here to help us.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
You think that Americans will not succeed?
Hold on. Americans are not going to fight in the battlefield.
Okay.
We have not heard of such.
So what are they coming here to do?
They said they are advising. They made it clear.
Advice based on
they
what?
made it clear that they are not combatant soldiers.
So why are they coming?
They said advisory role.
Mister, I hate to butt in bed. I'd like for us to know what kind of advice are they coming to
they will tell you what to do and what not to do, how to counter these people. Is that not advisory? They made it clear that they are coming for advisory role, not combatant.
Okay.
So on what ground would
advice that they cannot give from United States or what?
Because when they are ground now is a different ball game.
Okay.
You want to tell me that if America start killing the terrorists, their brothers who are sponsoring them will keep quiet? Wouldn't they start raising alarm? No, tell me. So the people behind this terrorism, will they keep quiet? No, let us face facts here. Northern leaders have not been seen.
So when Nigerian soldiers start killing them, what happens? Because America is going to advise Nigerian soldiers on how to start killing them, and Nigerian soldiers start killing them.
Let it even happen. Let Nigerians.
Won't they fight back according to you?
You mean the
Northerners won't they fight back?
It would have been better. It would have been better. By that time, they will not accuse the president of bringing America to come and kill.
No, what I'm saying is that America is here. America will advise Nigerian soldiers. Now, Nigerian soldiers will start taking them out. Wouldn't they not push back?
On what ground would they do that?
So why would they push back if American soldiers
Because Americans are foreigners.
So why would they, now Americans are here in advisory capacity, non-combatant, and they are helping Nigerian soldiers to take them out. You think that the North should not push back? Because according to you, when Insecurity was doing it, they not push back. So why wouldn't they push back now?
No, because America is a foreign power. They will say that you employ them to kill their people. That's what they are going to say.
Bannister, you are missing the point. The point is your position is that when Insecurity was killing them, the North said, "Oh, your people are killing my people." Now Americans are here for over 15 years or 12 years that for over 10 years or 12 years that Insecurity left. We've not been able to take them out. Now Americans are here to help Nigerian soldiers in a non-combatant mode to take them out. And we are saying that if America starts killing them, the brothers will say, "Why are you killing us?" And I'm telling you, according to you, Americans are not going to battlefield. They will also advise, they will only advise Nigerian soldiers to start killing them. Now, when Nigerian soldiers start killing them on the advice of America, wouldn't there be pushback from the North? That's the question.
Who told you that Nigerian soldiers want to kill anybody?
Okay, so why are Americans coming here then?
That's why they're advising them from behind.
To do what?
So go and combat them.
And combat them and do what?
To take them out.
Taking them out, is it not killing them?
But when it starts, let it start before you go.
No, but you said that there will be pushback if Americans are involved.
Yes, because America is a foreign power. They will see that somebody brought mercenaries or whatever to come and be killing them, killing the North. By that time, the narrative...
So, Barrister, what you are telling me is that even with the presence of Americans here, we are not going anywhere.
Look, we will go somewhere if there will be new orientation on the part of Nigerian soldiers who couldn't do anything before now.
So you think that, okay, so you think that Nigerian soldiers were unable to do anything because they didn't know what to do? And will only do something because American soldiers are advising them now? Is that your position?
Look, this particular insurgency or this particular insecurity is tainted with religion and ethnicity.
So what Americans are coming to take out the religious aspect of it or ethnicity part of it?
The presence of America will help one word.
Okay, so they will not stop. They will not shout that Tinubu brought a foreign power to kill them.
I am coming. Now, with the presence of America, the aspect of tribal or ethnic or religious sentiment will be taken out. Okay. Because America is a neutral person.
But mind you, if it will be taken out, they are not going to the field. So when Nigerian soldiers, I'm sorry, sir, when Nigerian soldiers are trying to overpower the terrorists, like we have seen in the past, and someone asks them to retreat. So with Americans, they are not going to retreat. So there won't be political interference because Americans are here.
Americans are here in advisory capacity.
But they don't have command positions. They don't have command positions.
When push come to shove, the Nigerian government may ask them to join the fray. And that means more of American troops are coming in.
So at that point, will they not push back because America will be involved?
They will have no choice than to surrender.
Oh, but initially you said they were going to push back. Let's get into our second story.
When we get to the big
Nigeria's presidency has called for a full investigation into comments made by former Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai after he alleged during an interview on a national TV channel that he, an unnamed associate, had access to the private phone conversations of National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. Presidential spokesperson Bayo Ononuga described the remarks as a serious confession and warned that any private possession of wiretapping capability poses grave national security risk. While El-Rufai also alleged that the ICPC acted on Ribadu's orders to target him. The presidency stressed that unauthorized interception of communications violates Nigerian's law and could compromise classified security operations. Another question how a private individual could assess such surveillance capacity and insisted that El-Rufai must face investigation and possible legal consequences if found culpable. Meanwhile, El-Rufai appeared at the Abuja headquarters of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission amid tense protests by opposing groups. While some demonstrators demanded his prosecution over alleged financial misconduct, supporters insisted he was being unfairly targeted, while security authorities maintained heavy presence at the scene as public debate intensified over accountability and equal application of the law. He was accused of committing an offense under Section 12, subsection 1 of the Cyber Crimes Prevention Act as amended in 2024. In two count 2 of the charge, the former governor, who is a frontline member of a coalition of opposition politicians that are dissatisfied with President Tinubu's administration, was said to be aware that someone unlawfully intercepted the NSA's communications but failed to report the crime to the relevant security agencies. It was further alleged that by using technical equipment to intercept NSA's calls, the defendants engendered public safety and national security, and instilled reasonable apprehension among Nigerians, an offense in breach of Section 13, Section 131, Subsection 12 of the Nigerian Communications Act 2022. Barrister, several Nigerians have been calling for investigation of El-Rufai, but no one seems to be talking about the compromising of that very important office of the NSA. What should be more concerning to Nigerians at this point? That El-Rufai listened to his phone conversations, or the fact that somebody, a group of people, have the capacity, the capability, to tap his phone lines? Which one should be more concerning to Nigerians?
Both of them. Okay. In the first place, when Nuhu Ribadu was appointed to such office, some of us, including me, I kicked against it that Nuhu Ribadu does not have the experience required for that office, because he was just a police officer from the special assistant on security. He was converted into national security advisor. Even some military men, they are not happy, because that office is for military men who have been in the saddle, who have gone through the ranks, who have experience both within and outside Nigeria, who knows how these things are done. I don't think he knew he had such a background. He didn't. He doesn't. He was just a police officer. And so when he was appointed, there was ruckus all over the place, but Tinubu insisted.
No. Okay.
Because if he had experience with Ogoro, all the things we have been hearing about that office couldn't have happened. One, his car was stolen. Was it not true?
Okay.
Good. A whole national security advisor. Again, he was involved in equipping some terrorists in Kwara, according to them. When they were captured, he said it was the national security advisor that gave them the car, the guns, and everything they are using. Is that not true? How could you be hobnobbing with terrorists? National security advisor, for God's sake. No, look at that. Does it make sense? Then on many occasions, Nuhu Ribadu will leave security master. He will be involved in almost everything. Whenever there is political quarrel, you will see him there. Whenever there are issues in the polity that does not, you will see him there. They will send him to go to this place. They will send him to go, and this is not security related. With all these things, my dear, why would that office be compromised? When he was hobnobbing with all these people, you don't know that a lot of things will give. That office, you are not supposed to be seen. You are supposed to be heard, not to be seen. You'll be living like a recluse, away from the public glare. But this Nuhu Ribadu, he's all over the place. He's all over the place. I said, come, this cannot be. You're supposed to be away from the public glare. You are not supposed, even these politics, you are not supposed to be involved in them. I mean, look at what happened in Kanu. Was he not the one that led the police officer to go and reinstate one emir who was deposed or something like that? Why are you always in the front of some of these things as a national security advisor? Now, if this thing happen, are you sure that Tinubu's conversation is safe? Because he is supposed to
exactly the point. Nobody is talking about that compromise. I mean, if the phone discussion of our NSA was able to be bogged and tapped, I mean, who else knows what is out there?
Exactly.
So, but Nigerians are not talking about that. What Nigerians are talking about is investigate and prosecute El-Rufai.
Yeah, that is gullible public. They only play to their sentiment. Gullible.
Okay.
If you are in a Senate climb, by now Nuhu Ribadu would have resigned.
Exactly. That's the position of some Nigerians, because nobody is talking about that. Now,
this thing are going to happen in the US, as you are seeing in
okay, I'm happy that you took us to the US. Now let's do a bit of profiling of Nuhu Ribadu. He started as cadet ASP. From there, he grew in the police, got to a point where he was chosen as a the chairman of the EFCC. At some point, you know, he became the assistant commissioner of police. He was met AIG. He was demoted. He attended international courses, you know, on intelligence. He's been cooperating with American agencies, European agencies, and all of that. Barrister, at some point, he went to Nigerian Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies School in Jos.
He was withdrawn.
He passed out. He wasn't. I
thought they stopped him.
No, they didn't stop him. Okay. It was only that they didn't give him recognition due to him at that point. But after that, I'm happy that you brought us to the United States. You know George Bush, the two, you know, the man that prosecuted the ill-fated Iraqi war, the second Iraq war. Operation Desert Storm was the first one. The first one by his father, Senior Bush. Now, Bush too, his national security advisor, Condoleezza Rice, a professor of political science at Stanford. She didn't know anything about intelligence. She's not been to military. She's not been to police. She's not even worked with the Homeland Security and all of that. But she was chosen as National Security Advisor of the United States of America. And she was able to coordinate the interagency operations required of the responsibility of the NSA. And when he left, who replaced him? Steve Hadley, the same man who had no military or police training experience. So why should we have problems with Nuhu Ribadu here?
Oh God, Mr. Okoro.
Yes, sir.
You have forgotten one thing, and that is a very sad development on Nigerians who want to analyze issues.
Okay.
Americans have created institutions, strong institutions.
Why can't we create one here?
We don't have it now. We don't have it.
Barrister, we don't have it. Why can't we create it?
I don't want you to mislead anybody here. Please listen.
No, and you are the one misleading people here.
Please listen. Those people you mentioned, even if $1 they come into that institution, there are already strong institutions on ground. All you need to do is
Nuhu Ribadu is not the first NSA in Nigeria. So the previous ones, why didn't they create those systems?
Did you see this type of nonsense from them?
So who should create it for us? Who should create it for us?
These things you are saying.
Who should create it for us?
You have started again. Listen now. This thing you are seeing or hearing from Nuhu Ribadu, did you see it on those ones?
Barrister, under Buhari, we had a national security advisor, and terrorism and insecurity first started. What happened? What did we do to him? Why didn't he build the structure?
I said these things that we are hearing today about Nuhu, did it happen with the previous ones? This insurgents or terrorism, yes.
And I'm just telling you that even under the Buhari administration, Nuhu Ribadu was not NSA. We had an NSA. So what did he do?
Did that tap his phone?
Was he able to cut out? Was he able to rat out the terrorists?
The next thing is there.
No, sir, you were the one that brought us to this point. You said no. You are the one that brought us to this point. You said no. You said that America is a developed country.
Yes, they have a strong institution.
So why can't you build institutions there? He's not the first NSA.
Oh, really?
So the previous one, why didn't he build structures for others to inherit? Good. That's my question.
Yes. Listen. The institutions that were built under PDP, APC scattered all of them.
But it was under APC. It was under even Obasanjo that this Boko Haram started. They didn't have an NSA. What did he do?
You saw how Jonathan wanted to exterminate the Boko Haram.
And so what happened? Why didn't he?
Because of this lack of strong will on the part of Jonathan, he had to withdraw Yedika.
Why didn't he have an NSA? The National Security Advisors were advising not to remove
positions that you don't need any compromises. Like this National Security Advisor, it's very important that you don't just put a green horn there. That's what I'm telling you. You don't put a green horn in such office. These other ones you are talking about, yes, insurgents can break out anywhere. It is left for you to nip it in the bud. Are we seeing such a thing?
That is the question I'm asking you. So if you have been having NSA all this while and insecurity broke out and they didn't structure it by building institutions so that there are people that inherited those offices.
Good word did escalate. That's the point.
But insecurity didn't just escalate now. What happened under Buhari?
Under Jonathan, we are not battling with Boko Haram. This is on record.
So didn't Buhari have NSA?
He has.
And so what did he do?
That's what I'm telling you.
No, that's not what you are telling me.
There are things. Listen. There are the political angle to these things.
I'm happy that you have brought us to the political angle because we are out of time. A lot of people say this is all about 2021 politics.
No, listen.
That is a whole lot.
Your NSA cannot challenge the president or whatever he wants to do.
You can only advise him. You can only advise him.
You are talking of your office.
You can only advise him.
How are you man? That's why they call you National Security Advisor.
Okay.
You have not advised yourself. So how can you advise the president? Okay. That's the question here.
So Nigerians believe that all that is happening between Nuhu Ribadu and El-Rufai is because of 2031.
It's a lie. It's a lie. I disagree. What were you doing when your phone was tapped as the National Security Advisor? What were you doing?
Okay.
What were you doing? If you were what you're supposed to be, if you are truly in charge of your office, nobody will have access to your phone. Nobody will have access to your car. Not to talk of stealing you. What are you telling me here? The man is not doing what he's supposed to do. That is just the simple truth. All these things that I've told you here that you have been doing, is he supposed to do them? Were you not scandalized when terrorists in Kwara told you that he was the one that armed them, gave them vehicle? Can you just imagine? National Security Advisor. No, how do you explain that? Do you hear such a thing in the previous NSA?
Barrister, were you scandalized when we were told that Dasuki Sambo took away $12 million?
That was part of the propaganda. But it
was propaganda.
What happened?
It was propaganda.
Hold on.
So there was no $12 million missing in the defense ministry meant for arms and ammunition. Is that what they are saying?
The one he was supposed to use to buy and
he didn't buy them. Were you scandalized? Or were you not scandalized?
Was his office compromised, Mr. Kolo?
That is compromise. We gave him money. We gave him money to buy equipment. We didn't buy them.
I'm talking about a high office that has been compromised. You are talking about
what no compromise is beyond the fact that we gave you $12 million to buy arms and we didn't buy those arms.
Did you not see those who collected that money? Even APC members.
What has come out of it? Were you not scandalized? Were you not scandalized?
No, I am not.
You are not.
I am not.
Yes, you are scandalized with what has happened now.
We name those who took that money. All of them signed for it.
Okay, we are out of time. I like your concluding thought. So you think, Barrister, you think that this thing has nothing to do with 2031?
It has nothing to do. This is
between Nuhu Ribadu and El-Rufai.
El-Rufai told us that he listened to terrorists when they are talking, that they have their phone number, they listen to them, they even know where they are. He said it, El-Rufai said it. So this is not the first time the man is monitoring people. Okay. By the way, that section of the constitution they talk about, why should it be the government monitoring my phone conversation, but I will not monitor their own? Why is that fair? Is it not the invasion of my property?
You're a lawyer, you can go to court and
that's what I'm telling you. So it should be two-way. If they can do that, that's why they should be protected. They should protect themselves against such things.
Okay. So Nigerians should protect themselves against what is happening. Is that what you're saying?
I said the government should protect themselves from, because we surrendered our right to them.
Okay.
They're supposed to protect us. Is that not what they're there for? So why should they be so lax in their profession that people now have
to... Sir, we are out of time. Can we have your concluding thoughts?
That section of the law is debatable when you go to court. Why should the government be listening to my own phone, but I will not listen to their own? Well, how is that fair? And that's my privacy that they are invaded. This is section 35, I think, yes, freedom. Freedom of
expression. We are out of time. Will you go to court to challenge that? Will you go to court to challenge that?
Why not? When it comes to my matter now,
I'll take that as a concluding thought.
If they invade my privacy, I will go to court against it.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister Darlington Agomo, and I'll take that as a concluding thought. We'll be speaking with Mr. Darlington Agomo, lawyer and political affairs analyst. Many thanks to you, Doctor, for your time on my show. I appreciate your presence.
My pleasure.
Okay, now on behalf of the backroom staff, the technical director, bus manager, sound engineer, and the guest manager, I am Chukwu Marco. Up next is Issues with nnamdi. I'll see you again tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning on the morning show. From me, enjoy the rest of it.
So guys, it is no longer news that the Tinubu's government has outsourced security to the United States. Now, the United States is very serious with ending insecurity. The only questions Nigerians keep asking is if Tinubu himself is ready. Because Tinubu was seen praising Ribadu, that Ribadu is doing a good job. This is coming after the United States has lamented over the recent killings in Nigeria. Tinubu telling Ribadu he is doing well has raised a whole lot of dust. People are wondering, doing well, is he in terms of the insecurity? Is he in terms of Ribadu that is currently being accused to have imported a chemical into the country? Instead of Tinubu for politics is ready to swallow anything. I mean, Tinubu is ready to sell even his conscience for political gain. He knows that if he gets rid of Ribadu, it's going to hurt him. And for that reason, Nigerians can go to blazes. I'm just wondering, I mean, what is really happening in this country that the Tinubu's government is not even doing what it's supposed to do, at least to save Nigerians from what we are seeing. How can you come out to say that Ribadu is doing well? Tinubu is ready to swallow anything. Nigerians are also wondering the kind of briefing he gets from Ribadu, because Ribadu is the national security advisor. So Ribadu reports to Tinubu, tells him what is happening in the country. And then Tinubu coming out to praise Ribadu in a video tells you Tinubu does not know what is happening. He came out saying Ribadu is doing a good job. So guys, a whole lot is happening. Now, many people have reacted that Tinubu is not in charge. I mean, Tinubu is not in charge of this country. It is very, very clear. And when you look at Tinubu, look at his body language, because of his health situation, you know that it's as if there is no leadership in place. I mean, there is no leadership in place. And that is why Nigerians, we all must stand up to say no no to all what we are seeing in this country today, Nigeria. So guys, I don't know what you think of what is currently happening in the country. We must stand up to resist the Tinubu's government. Now they are buying people, calling it city boy movement, to force Nigerians on Tinubu, to force Tinubu on Nigerians. Not because Tinubu is capable, not because Tinubu has shown that he has what it takes, but because they want Nigerians to accept Tinubu by fire, by force. Not because he has what Nigerians are looking out for. We've really entered a one chance in this country. It's really like one chance in Nigeria. Anyway guys, I don't know what you make of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you.